moment, so I'm on my iPad. So if I miss your hand being raised, do not hesitate to let me know. I'm going to go through roll. We'll do our electronic meeting motion, and then we'll get moving on our consent agenda. So I am making a motion that pursuant to Governor Lee's Executive Order 78 regarding electronic meetings, I move that this committee meeting agenda constitutes essential business of the Metropolitan Council and that meeting electronically is necessary to protect the health, safety, and welfare of Tennesseans in light of the COVID-19 outbreak. Vice Chair Withers.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to second that motion.
Thank you. And in way of calling roll, we're going to take roll call vote on this motion. So, Council Lady Allen.
Aye.
Benedict.
Aye.
Bradford.
Aye.
I didn't hear Bradford.
Bradford said aye.
Okay, I see Cash. I couldn't hear him. Evans. Gamble.
Aye.
Hager.
Aye.
Hall.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. O'Connell. Parker.
Aye.
Rutherford.
Aye.
Stiles.
Aye.
Toombs. Van Rees. Welch.
Aye.
And Vice Chair Withers.
Aye.
Wonderful, thank you. So I'm going to read off the numbers that I have on our consent agenda. I have moved some onto consent now that Councilman Swope has signed on to the bills in his district. So bear with me as I just run through the numbers that we have on consent. So that's going to be item number 2, item number 3, item number 4, item number 5, item number 6, item number 7, item number 9, item number 10 is moved to consent, item number 11, item number 12, item number 13 is moved to consent, item 14 is on consent, item
Councilmember Murphy, I don't know about others, but I've dropped sound for you.
Can you hear me now? Okay, what item did we leave off on?
Maybe 14.
14.
14, okay, sorry about that. I didn't even touch it. Okay, so item 14 is on consent to be approved, along with 15, 16, 17 is on consent to be deferred one meeting. Item 19 is on consent. Item 20 is on consent, along with 21, 22, 23, and 24 and its substitute are all on consent to be approved. 25, 26, 27, 28 are all on consent to be approved, along with 30 and 31 on consent to be approved. Does anyone have any items that they need to bump from that consent agenda? Council
Chair. Oh, after Councilmember Van Rees.
Yes, I'll come back to you, Council Lady Allen. Council Lady Van Rees. I'm seeing you still on mute, Council Lady Van Rees. And now you've disappeared. So we will go to Council Lady Allen, and if Van Rees comes back, we'll let her say her piece. Council Lady Allen.
Thank you. Just because my system is still not adjusted to the item numbers, can I check that item 17, which is BL 2020-535, is not on consent?
You are on consent to be deferred one meeting.
I would like the opportunity to speak on that if I could, so can I take that off consent? I'll be brief.
Sure.
Thank you.
That is off of consent. And I know that Council Lady Henderson has an amendment for that one. And so let's just make sure that she is aware that that is off consent. One moment.
Chair Murphy, I'm
Council
sorry.
Lady Van Reese, is that you?
Yeah, sorry, I made it back. I have nothing to pull for consent. I just missed the roll call, so I want to let you know it's here. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. So moving back on roll call, did we have Toombs or Evans join us? Okay. All right, so I'm going to now read the short version of the yellow pages for you. That is our agenda. If you want to bear with me here and let me know if somehow I get unmuted. And again, I do apologize. I've got a little construction and I'm sitting by the creek in my backyard. So if you have some nature noises, I apologize. All right, starting with number 2, RS 2021-808. Pulley and others approves a lease extension between the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, acting by and through the Davidson County Clerk's Office and Grace's Plaza LDT for office space at 4009 Hillsborough Pike. Item number 3 is RS 2021-822 by O'Connell and Murphy, and I'll carry this for him. Authorizes Muse Nashville LLC to construct and install an aerial encroachment at 65 Lindsley Avenue. Item number 4 is RS 2021-823 by O'Connell and myself and Nash, and I will carry it. It authorizes Cafe Intermezzo Incorporated to construct and install an aerial encroachment by 205 Demumbrium Street. Item number 5 is RS 2021-824 by Roden and others. And these are on consent, and this one authorizes Regions Financial Corporation to install and instruct an aerial encroachment at 301 Donaldson Pike. Item number 6 on your agenda is RS 2021-825 by Hall and others. It approves supplement number 1 to an intergovernmental aid agreement by and between the state of Tennessee, the Department of Transportation, and the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, acting by and through the Department of Water and Sewer Services to construct PIN number 103764.00 SR 112 Clarksville Highway from SR 12 Ashland City Highway to SR 115 Briley Parkway. Ooh, that's a mouthful. Item number 7, RS 2021-827 by Rutherford and others, amends Ordinance BL 2020-589 to authorize the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County to accept additional sanitary sewer mains for property located at Burkett Road Unnumbered, also known as Burkett Ridge Phase 5. Bills on second reading. Item number 8 is not on consent, so we'll come back to that one. Item number 9 is BL 2021-659 by Toombs and others, abandons a portion of Day Street right-of-way from West Trinity Lane southwardly. Ooh, that's on consent to be approved. Item number 10 is 2021-660. Councilman Swope has signed on to this one, and it authorizes Gateway Poplar Incorporated to install and construct and maintain underground encroachments in the right-of-way located at 750 Old Hickory Boulevard. Item number 11 is BL 2021-661 by Hauser, and it authorizes Crescent Nashville West LLC to instruct, install, and maintain underground encroachments in the right-of-way located at 7113 Charlotte Pike. Item number 12 is BL 2021-662 by Councilman Roden. It negotiates and accepts permanent and temporary easements for 210 Bedling Drive Stormwater Improvement Project for 5 properties located on Bedling Drive and Eldon Court. Item number 13 is moved to your consent agenda. It's BL 2021-663 by Councilman Swope now, and it abandons existing sanitary sewer mains, sanitary sewer manholes and easements, and accepts new sanitary sewer and water mains, sanitary sewer manholes, fire hydrant assemblies and easements for properties located at 5693 Cloverland Drive, also known as Plum Orchard Phase 1. Item number 14 on your agenda is BL 2021-664 by Councilman Rutherford. It is on consent to be approved as well, and it accepts new public sewer main, sanitary sewer manholes and easements for 6 properties located at Old Burkett Road and Nolensville Pike in Davidson and Williamson County, known as the 7-Eleven Development. Very creative. BL 2021-665 by Councilman Syracuse relocates a fire hydrant assembly for property located at 902 Murfreesboro Pike. Item number 16, BL 2021-666 by Council Lady Evans accepts new sanitary sewer force and water mains, fire hydrant assemblies and easements for 3 properties located at Hesley Road and Earhart Road, also known as Ashton Park. Bills on third reading, taking us to item number 19 is BL 2021-607 by Council Lady Welch. It changes from RS5 to RM20ANS for properties located at 323 Winslet Road at the southwest corner of Fannie Williams Street and Winslet Road, 0.17 acres, all of which is described therein. Taking us to item number 20 on consent, BL 2021-610 by Council Lady Gamble. It cancels a planned unit development for a portion of property located at Brick Church Pike, unnumbered, at the northwest corner of Old Hickory Boulevard and Brick Church Pike, zoned R20, 11.7 acres, all of which is described therein. Item number 21 is BL 2021-619 by Council Lady Roberts. It amends chapter 17.24 and 17.40 and adds language pertaining to plans for street trees and streetscapes, all of which is described therein. Item number 22 is BL 2021-633 by Councilman Parker. It changes from RS5 to R6A zoning for property located at 1601 Meridian Street, at the corner of Meridian Street and Marshall Street, 0.15 acres, all of which is described therein. Item number 23 is BL 2021-636 by Councilman Taylor. It changes from RS5 to SP zoning for property located at 1605 Wheelis Street at the northwest corner of Wheelis Street and 16th Avenue North, 0.2 acres, to permit up to 2 detached residential units, all of which is described therein. Item number 24 and its substitute are both on consent. BL 2021-637 by Councilman Parker. It changes from IR to MUNA zoning for property located at 754 Douglas Avenue and 830 West McKinney Avenue, approximately 260 feet west of McFerrin Avenue, 0.25 acres, all of which is described therein. Again, that substitute is also on the consent agenda. Item number 25 is BL 2021-638 by Councilman Hall, and it changes from R40 to CL and CL to SP zoning for property located at 7215 Whites Creek Pike and part of properties located at 7221 and 7227 Whites Creek Pike, approximately 210 feet south of Guilford Place, 7.66 acres, to permit farm equipment, sales, and services, all of which is described therein. Taking us to item number 26, BL 2021-639 by Councilman Taylor. It changes from RS5 to R8A zoning for property located at 2937 Torbit Street, approximately 810 feet west of 28th Avenue North, 0.23 acres, all of which is described therein. Bringing us to item number 27, BL 2021-641 Van Reese, changes from RS20 to ON zoning for property located at 929 and 931 Old Hickory Boulevard, approximately 390 feet east of Jefferson Pike, 1.66 acres, all of which is described therein. Bringing us to item 28, BL 2021-642 by Councilman Hall, changes from RS10 to R10 zoning for property located at 4020 Meadow Road, on the east side of Meadow Road and approximately 220 feet south of Cedar Circle, 0.33 acres, all of which is described therein. Bringing us to item 29, BL 2021-643 by Councilman Parker, changes from RS5 to MUGA zoning for property located at Jefferson Pike unnumbered, approximately 210 feet south of Fern Avenue, within the Dickerson Pike sign urban design overlay, 0.62 acres, all of which is described therein, and that has a substitute that is also on our consent agenda. Number 30, BL 2021-644 by Council Lady Johnson, and it changes from RM20 to RS10 to R10 zoning for property located at 387 Old Paragon Mills Road, approximately 220 feet southwest of Paragon Mills Road, all of which is described therein. That is also still on consent to be approved, bringing us to item 31, our last one here, which is BL 2021-645 by Council Lady Toombs. It applies a neighborhood conservation overlay district to various properties within the Haynes Heights area, located at north of West Trinity Lane and west of Whites Creek Pike, zoned RS20, 171.29 acres, all of which is described therein. All right, hearing our very long consent agenda, Councilman Withers, can I get a motion on my second for consent?
Madam Chair, I would like to second the motion for consent.
Spectacular. Let's roll call this, y'all. Allen,
Aye.
Benedict,
Aye.
Bradford,
Aye.
Cash,
Aye.
Evans, Gamble,
Aye.
Hager,
Aye.
Hall,
Aye.
chair votes aye. O'Connell,
Aye.
Parker, oh hey, Parker,
Aye.
Rutherford,
Aye.
Stiles,
Aye.
okay, Toombs, Van Reese,
Aye.
Welch, and Vice Chair Withers.
Aye.
Aye.
Great. And so now we're going to do what's not on consent. And then after that, we've got Evan from planning who's going to share with us some new fun information about comments being submitted to planning. I forgot to announce that at the beginning of our little journey today. So that brings us to item number 8, which I am abstaining from because it is next door to my father's property. So Councilman Withers, can you handle item number 8 on our agenda?
Yes, Madam Chair, I'll be delighted to do that. So item 8, which is before us, is BL 2021-640. The sponsor is Councilmember Parker, who is present with us today. This changes from RS5 to RM15A NS zoning for property located at 1305 Lishy Avenue, approximately 300 feet north of Douglas Avenue, 0.18 acres, all of which is described herein. Councilmember Parker, would you like to move this item?
Yes, I'd like to move it.
Okay, great. Is there a second?
I'll second it. Van Reese.
Great, thank you. Councilmember Parker, do you have any discussion on it, or do any members have any discussion?
Yeah, I just, so my expectation with this is to have most likely a substitute bill that would convert it to an SP on third reading. I would like to just in order to not slow down the applicant to go ahead and pass it on second. But if I'm certainly happy to re-refer on third to this committee so we can have a look at that substitute that I feel like we're working toward. And, you know, we're going to use the bonus week next week to make sure we get that done. So I don't know if that needs to be included in the motion here, if I'll just do it on the floor to re-refer it. But whatever you would like, Councilman Withers.
Great. I don't see any other hands, so I think we're okay. And of course, zoning bills are amendable on third reading, so that works. And so with that, what I hear that your motion is to approve on second and re-refer to planning, zoning, and historical on third. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. If there are no objections, I suppose we have to do a roll call on this one, if that's all right. So if everyone is ready, I'll go down the list. So Councilmember Allen.
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Benedict.
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Bradford.
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Cash.
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Evans. Don't think it's been able to join us. Councilmember Gamble.
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Hager. Councilmember Hall.
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Murphy is abstaining. Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Parker, I think I can count you as a yes.
Aye.
Councilmember Rutherford.
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Stiles.
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Toombs. May not have been able to join us. Councilmember Van Rees.
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Welsh.
Aye.
Thank you. And Vice Chair Withers, I vote aye. And with that, I will turn it back over to Chair Murphy.
Thank you, Vice Chair. And again, I apologize for making us go through that extra hoop. So that brings us, I believe, to items on third reading. So we are on item number 17, which is BL 2025-35 by Council Lady Allen and Friends. And it amends Title 16 and Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws regarding the design and operation of outdoor electrical lighting to achieve light pollution reduction consistent with International Dark Sky Association guidelines. Council Lady Allen, I will move your, I'm not going to make a motion. You wanted to, I'm going to make a motion to defer this one meeting. You'd like to second that, and then we can have discussion by you, and I believe Council Lady Henderson would also like to join us in discussion. So now that you have seconded it and it is properly before us, Council Lady Allen, would you like to discuss? Go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate that opportunity. So again, this bill is something I've gotten lots of confirmation people are supportive of, that would reduce light pollution and light trespass into people's bedroom windows. It has three main things that it does. It requires that you use the appropriate amount of light, that you aim it where you need it, and that you dim it when you're not using it. That's the basics of it. There are a lot of fairly technical pieces of it. Some of those I am still tweaking to make it consistent with the International Energy Conservation Code that we just updated to recently. And so there's some technical amendments I would like to make. And I am working with the downtown community to make sure that I have defined the boundaries correctly there, and certain high energy tourist attractions like stadiums that I think need to be treated separately, so that we're still working on some fairly technical language to figure out how to deal with those differently. So for that reason, I would like a little bit more time just to make sure everybody's comfortable with the language as I work those details out. And I do welcome Councilmember Henderson's amendment as a friendly amendment, but that may benefit from some technical comparison as well. So with that, I would ask for a one meeting deferral, and I'm happy to re-refer it to this committee on third, or let this be the final discussion in committee. I'd welcome discussion on that as well. Thank you.
Yes, actually, thank you. This is Council Lady Murphy. I would like to amend my motion to include that deferral is that it stays here.
Re-referral.
I think for clarity, it is a deferral to stay in our committee. Council Lady Henderson, and then we'll go to Withers and Cash. Council Lady Henderson, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Councilmember Allen. I appreciate you recognizing my amendment, and am grateful that you will consider it. And I would be happy, frankly, for that to just be included as part, or for your consideration as one among your technical amendments. In reading Council Lady Allen's bill, the analysis and knowing all the good work that she has done, all of which is very kind of technical and very complex. I was hesitant to kind of, add something else to the plate, but it's something that I feel is very much in the spirit of the bill and something that I have seen happening in my district where some property owners who have sufficient space to have a sport court, whether that be basketball, tennis, kind of multi-purpose, are installing freestanding lights on poles to light that sports court area, but we're finding them to be very bright. They don't have the kind of directional shielding and timers and so forth, all of which I think are, again, kind of in spirit and in line with what Council Lady Allen is doing, although they be in residentially zoned property. So I wanted to kind of honor the distinctions that Council Lady Allen is making by, having this primarily relate to kind of commercial and multifamily construction, not overly complicate this by, this isn't a residential space, but I think it is a use that is very much like a business use. It's not very typical. And I think Mr. Wilkinson and Ms. Zeitlin, I hope, have kind of written it in a way that makes it distinct. So this is not going to apply to lights that one would apply to their home or that you would pick up at the store, to light near your garage. It would just be for those freestanding pole-mounted lights. And as such, I kind of have, I guess, used the deferral motion discussion a little bit to explain my amendment, and that I would support the deferral in the hope that Council Lady Allen might be able to incorporate that intent. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Lady Henderson. We will go to you, Councilman Withers.
Thank you, Chair Murphy, and appreciate the work that Councilmember Allen has done on this, and appreciate the deferral to give a little bit more consideration to really what I have in mind is the East Bank planning study area. Certainly it does include Nissan Stadium, but one of the things that I am sort of trying to keep in mind is that the Imagine East Bank planning study area is contemplated to be a really mixed-use development. I'm relieved, and I think a lot of people are also relieved that certainly at least the Titans are contemplating it as being more of a residential neighborhood than an entertainment district per se. But yet, they are the main property owner, but not the only one in that area. And the good news, I really think, for the East Bank planning study area is that it actually will result in an urban design overlay, which can include dark skies and other specifications about lighting. So appreciate any consideration, and we have a little bit more time to think about whether the East Bank planning study area should or could be exempted from this for now, with the full understanding that it definitely is a goal, and that we will end up with an urban design overlay for that area that will figure out where specifically the dark skies makes sense, and if not, where not, in limited means within the UDO. So just appreciate the deferral, and hopefully we can keep talking about that before this comes back before a committee on third reading. Thank you.
Thank you. And honestly, to this is Council Lady Murphy, to the sponsors, which I am one, if we do feel like we need to do a special meeting in our bonus week, a quick, run through on this one, I'm happy to schedule that, really at the will of the committee. So why don't y'all email Matthew if you feel like we do need to go through this more in depth. Happy to make that happen. Councilman Cash, you have the floor.
Chair, I also appreciate all the good work that's happened on this, and I've gotten lots of good feedback, and I know that many discussions have taken place. As Council Member Allen knows better than anyone, District 18 has several universities, and so I'm curious about like conversations with not just those universities, but schools in general, and how it's been received, and if like large institutions like that are going to have to make adjustments. As I know, Councilmember Allen knows that about 6 months ago, we had a variance request, and we had a community meeting about it relating to lighting on practice fields, and just curious how large institutions might be impacted and if they have to make adjustments. Thanks.
Council Lady Allen, you could briefly address that. We are on a deferral motion, so if that is better addressed at a separate time or through a fact sheet. But if you could briefly touch on that, then we could. That I will entertain it.
Yeah, very quickly. There is a mechanism already spelled out in the bill that would send people over to the model lighting ordinance that the International Dark Skies Association has written. And within it, it has a section on what it calls complex uses, which includes sports fields, that essentially says if you are one of these things that we know is going to be very difficult, then you just need to get a letter from a lighting designer that says we did the best we could and here's what we did. And planning, the codes department, all they're looking for is that letter that says, for those complex uses, we paid attention to this and we did what we could, but it's a sports field and it has to be well lit. So that special accommodation is already written into the bill. So very good question. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
It helps to unmute. This is Council Lady Murphy. And I think that takes us to Councilman O'Connell.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I'm deeply appreciative of Councilmember Allen for working on this for so long. As many know, she has been working on this since back when we were desk neighbors and would talk about it together occasionally, just sitting side by side. I'm glad she's brought it this far. She mentioned something that I think is relevant to the deferral that I wanted to raise in her comments, and I've obviously had a number of downtown stakeholders reach out to me. I don't know, Councilmember Allen, if it's possible to kind of characterize where your stakeholder engagement has gotten as we prepare to defer. I think, if I can kind of go back to some of the people who've reached out to me, it would probably help us both as this bill kind of reaches its final state. So I'd love just a comment on that as we go to deferral here.
Council Lady Allen, this is Council Lady Murphy, and you have the floor.
Thank you. I did have a stakeholders Zoom call with all the people that I was aware had questions, and went through each of their concerns, which was very helpful process, and have, as I've said, been working on an amendment that addresses all the items that were brought up. It wasn't wordsmithed enough for me to be comfortable to send it out to them yet, but I think that I will have something by tomorrow that I can send to all the folks that I'm aware of that have been engaged in the conversation so far. And just to get slightly technical there, the model lighting ordinance defines different light zones, all the way from the totally rural areas like Joelton that would have very low lighting levels to the downtown area, which is incredibly intense. So part of the discussion is, what light zones get defined for what specific areas and how far out from downtown do we go, calling it, the super highest light zone. So I've tried to deal with all of their issues, and am happy to to encourage them to pass information on to council members as well once I send that out, which I hope to do in the next day or two. I just had some codes questions today that didn't get answered in time to get it out to them before this. And Councilmember Murphy, if I can also just mention that I did put the PowerPoint from the community meeting on the council SharePoint. And I'll get, I believe that Danielle sent out a notice to everybody telling where to find that. So I would encourage people to go look at that if you will, and then I'm happy to have an info session as well if that would be helpful.
And thank you, Councilmember Allen. If you wouldn't mind asking the council office to distribute, at least to me, the downtown language, that would be extremely helpful.
Will do.
All right, thank you. Seeing no one else in the queue, having a motion to defer and remain in this committee properly seconded and before us, I will proceed with roll call. And that starts with Council Lady Allen.
Aye.
Benedict,
Aye.
Bradford,
Aye.
Cash,
Aye.
Evans, Gamble,
Aye.
Hager,
Aye.
Hall,
Aye.
chair votes aye. O'Connell,
Aye.
Parker,
Aye.
Rutherford,
Aye.
Stiles,
Aye.
Toombs,
Aye.
Van Reese, okay,
Aye.
Welch,
Aye.
and Withers.
Aye.
All right, with that, it is deferred. Taking us to item number 18, BL 2020-578 by Councilman Taylor. Changes the primary plan for properties located at 1 City Avenue, 4, 5, 6, and 7 City Avenue, 7 and 8 City Place, and City Boulevard unnumbered at the southwest corner of City Boulevard and 28th Avenue North, zoned SP 18.93 acres, to increase the maximum allowed residential units from 600 to 850 multifamily residential units, all of which are described therein. Councilman, I will move this bill. Councilman Withers,
I will second.
thank you. Councilman Taylor, are you with us? I believe you have a substitute. Is that correct? Councilman Taylor? Is Councilman Taylor with us? Okay, I'm not seeing Councilman Taylor on the call. So I'm sorry, I apologize. I should check that ahead of time. I'm gonna roll that to the heel of our calendar for now. And actually, is there something I'm missing? I think we've taken everything up. So I guess that was the heel of the call. Hannah, I saw you light up. Do you know for sure?
Yeah, this is Hannah Zeitlin. Yeah, so I believe this is the last item on the agenda, and I also believe that the sponsor was intending to defer one meeting, so.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is rescind my motion and remake it to defer this bill one meeting. So Councilman Withers, will you also rescind your second and re-second
So
my motion to defer?
This is Hannah Zeitlin. So this could be deferred by rule since the sponsor is not present.
Okay, then that works too. It's deferred by rule. Boom. Taken care of. Now, if Evan with planning, if you will take over our screens and tell us about the new way that y'all are being transparent and responsive to public comment for the Planning Commission. Evan, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Murphy, and good evening, council members. So I made this quick presentation to the Planning Commission, and I can just quickly give an overview of what this is about. So planning commissioners go through a lot of comments that we receive from residents, and email's the number one way that residents communicate with the Planning Commission, at least right now. Now that we can't be in person, people can still participate virtually during the commission, but sometimes on cases we receive literally 100 comments, and those come in via email. And traditionally, it takes a tremendous amount of staff time and discretion to receive those comments, put them in an order that the commissioners can receive them and go through them quickly to really get a sense of where the community is falling on a given issue. So just to give an example, right now, if you look at comments from the previous Planning Commission meeting, you come here, click on it, and it takes you to a PDF, and you scroll through, and you got to scroll down, and this is how currently it's done. We've been looking for a way to make that process more efficient for planning staff, but also make it a little more user-friendly for commissioners and also for the public. So what we've done, we've created a SharePoint site. This is owned by Metro. Only certain Metro staff members have editing capability, but this can be viewed by the general public. And more or less, here at this site, which is live, it's dynamic, we're always able to add to it. Commissioners and the public will be able to come in, click on their Metro Planning Commission meeting date, go here and be able to see comments that have come in. So here's a handful of cases we put on here, and let's just click on Second and Peabody oppositions. We've already gotten quite a few emails on this project. You can see them all listed out here. And you click on one, and you can scroll through. So, I mean, this does a few things for us. I think this makes it easier for commissioners to select the case they care about, that they want to really, dig deep on and go through. And you can see exactly, these are all opposition cases, so it's organized in a pretty clear manner. You come back out and go to support. So, yeah, I think this is more user-friendly for commissioners, but also importantly, some of these cases right now take just an incredible amount of staff time, 20 plus hours to be able to pull together a document and format it. We've created this new way that will really reduce staff time, but also hopefully make it a little more user-friendly, where the commissioners and the public can go in, find the case they care about, and see all the comments. So I'm happy to answer any questions. We're going to do this for a trial period. It'll last for maybe 3 months, so a handful of planning commissions. I'm sure there'll be some pieces that will need to be refined as we go, but we'll be in close communication with our commissioners about that to receive their feedback and iterate as we take on this new method. So I can pause there.
Great, thank you so much. I think this is just going to make it easier for council members too to find our constituents' thoughts on things. And I had suggested that you add the district numbers. That way, it's just because we're just lazy, I guess, but to help us. So let's go. We have a few council members in the queue. Councilman O'Connell.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to introduce a late filed resolution in support of this process improvement that also stipulates that Mr. Cathy is not allowed to leave Metro.
I think that's completely appropriate, and we can take that up with the council office. And that does let the rest of y'all know that Mr. Cathy is leaving us and will be greatly missed. Councilman O'Connell, do you have anything else?
That's all I had. Thank you.
All right, Councilman Patch.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This seems great. I just have a couple of questions just to make absolutely sure I understand. So this doesn't change the way that constituents are sending their feedback to the commission, correct? It's just a matter of when they come in, they're gathered and put in this.
That's correct. Nothing's changing for residents. They'll be able to email in to the same email box they currently send comments to. It's just basically this is how we're organizing them.
Gotcha.
So instead of one big document that we have to assemble, they can have size limitations and other limitations with IT. This just really streamlines that process and hopefully makes it easier for all of you to be able to go in and see what items are up in your council district.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. And additionally, so I'm not exactly sure how it works on the commissioners end now. When somebody sends an email, are they getting that individual email, or the email's just being compiled and given to them in that final packet?
Since we can receive literally hundreds of emails, we receive those as staff members, and we compile and organize those so commissioners can more easily go through and see support and opposition for specific cases.
Okay, and so at this point, they don't get individual emails; they get that one packet, and now they're not going to be given a link or a packet. They're going to actively go to this file on SharePoint and look at it. Is that correct?
It will be a link that's live on the same website that I showed you earlier. So you'll still be able to come here to comments and click on it, and it'll take you to this link.
Gotcha. And so that's what they will have to do, or will they, like when the comments or emails are finalized for a meeting, like you've hit the deadline, or they sent a link by email saying, yeah, all right, comments are compiled now? I guess what I'm asking is if they get some sort of notification, or if they have to on their own go to that site?
Right. We have a couple of deadlines. The agenda is usually the draft agenda. The first iteration is usually completed the Friday before a planning commission meeting. At that time in the afternoon, we send out the batch of documents for commissioners to review. So that's one touch point they have. The next, in order to give commissioners enough time to review cases, I mean, again, because there can be hundreds of emails, the cutoff is 48 hours before a planning commission meeting. So at 3 o'clock on the Tuesday before a commission meeting, we'll send out another email just as a reminder, here's an updated agenda. Please review the new batch of comments that have come in since we communicated to you last.
And that's going to continue?
Yes, that'll continue.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I think this is a great idea.
Great. Thank you, Councilman Cash. We'll go to Council Lady Allen.
Thank you. I also think this is great. I usually get to the council comments by going to the boards and commissions page, going to the planning commission, and then going to their schedule till I find the staff packet for a specific meeting. Particularly if I'm working in the past. I mean, if by the time a bill gets to us and we're reviewing it on this committee, it's several agendas back. And so will we be able to get to this same website, for something that happened in January easily and get to those comments by clicking easily?
Yes, we're not removing anything from the website. So, this is March 11th, and here, the comments in that same comment packet from March 11th. But if you were to go back, you would see all those old documents are still here. So you would still be able to view all of these.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
I think so. I somehow I have been coming at it sideways from another page, but that's helpful to see how that is. So.
Well, very happy to talk offline just to make sure it's really easy for you to find. So
yeah,
please let us know.
That coaching. Yeah, just whatever links used to lead there, as long as all those links still get there, then I think everybody can continue to use that.
Yeah, that shouldn't change.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Lady Allen. Councilman Bradford.
Thank you. This is a great idea. Is there going to be any announcements made either by emails or to the public so that we have something we can share with the public, such as the website or a step-by-step on how to access it?
Well, I think staff are happy to think that through. At this point, since nothing will change for the submission of the comments, and honestly, nothing will also change for finding the comments. It's just simply that instead of here where you go to click comments from this planning commission and it takes you to a PDF, instead it'll take you to a link where you can see these folders. Now, it might be a good idea, I think, just to your point, to have something online that says, please understand our new format. This will take you to a live website where you'll see folders for each individual item. I think that's good feedback, and we'll be more than happy to work on that.
Councilman Bradford, did you have anything else?
Nope,
looks like you're
that's
good.
it.
All right, let me check, and I don't think we have anybody else in the queue. And so with that, we will wrap up today's committee meeting. Thank you all so much. See you tomorrow. We are adjourned.